So working in a church environment, like you said, you're able to be in a place where you have people that are volunteering, that may have kids as old as you, but you still got to be able to be in a position where you're leading them. And so one of the things that actually struck me, because in the location where you are, who was it that said churches should look like your local Walmart?
Grant Skelton.
Was that Grant?
Yeah.
He said that? That's good.
Yeah, but I don't give credit, so I heard that somewhere.
You
You're like in the Bible, how they be saying it was once said.
It was once said.
That's how I
Yes.
quoted it. That's
Even
how I
Jesus
quote
said it was
stuff.
once said. So if he don't give credit,
I just be saying it was
ain't no
once
way.
said.
Ain't no way I'm giving credit.
So in light of that, I think you being in an interesting position because you're in your church. I'll probably say it's like predominantly white, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So how does that feel like being in a position where? Because I feel like that in and of itself comes with like certain things.
Yes.
So how do you feel like? How would I know?
Come on now, be for real.
How would I know?
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't give information out like that.
Okay.
I'm not no snitch, you feel me?
I don't know. I'm just hearing stuff for the first time. But how have you been able to like deal with that? Has that been easy? Has that been something that has brought about challenges? Has been able to like communicate with parents been an issue because of that, or have you kind of dealt with that?
Yeah. So I think me specifically, I think you could probably be able to relate to this.
Why would I relate to this?
Huh? Are you not in predominantly white spaces a lot?
Whoa.
My fault, man. My fault. TMZ, please do not come from my head. Anyways, I think for me, like I've been in at least in the church culture, like I grew up Baptist, pretty big Baptist church, even before that. Like I was at a church in Las Colinas. If you don't know where that is, it doesn't matter. And that was a pretty predominantly white church. So I've like grown up to be, like comfortable and know how to handle myself in these kinds of situations and stuff like that. And so it's like, man, once I got here, it was one of those things where I wasn't just the new guy that's on staff. It's like, man, I already been invested in this church I was at the church for about 2 years before I even hopped on staff. And so I think it was an important thing for me to build relationships with a lot of the parents, a lot of the leaders and stuff like that. Like I was already serving in students, which made it a whole lot easier for me to be the one that they see of like, oh, like this is the leader now, And so for me, obviously it comes with challenges and, gladly I wasn't the one that was, in that role in like the 2020 time and stuff like that. Like I don't know how that would have handled that, just being younger and stuff like that. Like I would have just wallowed out for sure. But I think now what I see it as is really just an opportunity to show people how ministry has been done. For a lot of these people, like they grew up in the country and stuff like that. It's just, this is where we are right now. But showing them that, hey, like there's a different twist to how ministry can be done. It's not always, like set in stone how your me, mom, and papa used to do it and stuff like that. But it's like, hey, I'm like half your age, but then also too, like I'm a young black man. It's like, okay, like now how can I present myself in a way that's not offensive, but real, right? And I try to my best to just keep it real with them, but also be like, hey, like none of this is about me. I don't try to come off as arrogant, but I try to come off as, hey, like I'm just being as real as the Bible gets, right? Like this is still about the gospel. I'm still making this the main thing, but I'm still gonna talk about real issues. I'm still gonna like be fully me. I'm not gonna wear this. Like, I'm not gonna dress like you guys dress, right? It's like I'm still gonna wear the sneakers and stuff like that. I'm still gonna do that. Like so, like when I host and stuff like that, and like on Sunday mornings or whatever, it's like I'm gonna be out there wearing my like dunks or whatever, and that's just what you're gonna see. And I hope that people don't see that first and are turned off by that, right? I hope that they see first that, man, like, you know what? This church is looking a little bit different than what it used to be, but I mean, these people seem to love Jesus. He seems to love Jesus. And that should be the main thing, right? And I hope that's what sticks out for the most part to them. Yeah. But it's like, man, this is how I see my faith and this is how I express my faith in my way, right? And I try to just do that.
And I mean, they can do that because you were there for 2 years. Mm-hmm. And like